Morning from the workshop. Dave here. Just thought I'd give you a bit of an update on the boxes that I've been working on. The curly maple, I showed you a little bit about putting the first coat of varnish on. Well, that's all done. This happens to be a different box than the one I showed you. I'll show you that one in a minute. But I'm working on 3 boxes, all made out of curly maple with that finish on it. This is one of the 3 boxes that the individual who commissioned me to do an urn for her dad. I'm going to give her 3 different choices of 3 different sizes and styles of joints on the front of the box. So this one is box number 1. You can see the nice finish that's on it. You can probably also see, I'm not sure if the camera picks it up, but there, no matter what you do, if you're not spraying, you're going to get some brush marks on there. So what I do with this finish now, after it's had at least 3 days to cure, is I'll sand it with 2000 grit and then put probably 3 coats of Johnson's paste wax on it and give it an absolutely smooth finish, and it'll be just gorgeous. These are trim pieces that I'm going to put on the front of the box. I'll miter the corners. They're 1/2-inch pieces, and they'll match the 1/2-inch overhang on the top. You can see the contrast of how the wood started prior to the finish, and then what it looks like once that's done. So you can see I've cut some additional pieces for some additional boxes, and my shop is just a mess, but it's the way of the world in my workshop. This is the second box. This one has box joints on all 4 corners and has a solid base as opposed to putting the trim on it again. The finish looks beautiful, but it is not quite the way I want it to be finished. So again, I'll be sanding this with a 2000 grit sandpaper and applying the Johnson's paste wax. Again, you can see the contrast in the wood. You can see perhaps the way the hinges are mortised in, which when it closes, of course, gives you that real nice, clean, doesn't look like there's any creases in it. So again, that's box number 2. And the third and final box, and I've been having such a trouble with this box. You know, wood's going to do what wood's going to do, and by that I mean the shop is really dry, and as the wood acclimates and moves, these are live pieces. Really, the wood's going to move as it picks up humidity, and in this case, in the shop, it's the wood in here is really dry. As it gets into the house, it's going to move. The pieces will perhaps move as they accumulate humidity. They'll move in this direction as opposed to lengthwise. So that's what's happened with this particular piece, and as a result, I've had to do some additional sanding and trying to get that top to finish and sit straight on it. And so that's what I did yesterday. I had to break out the granite and the sandpaper and do some work on getting this one to fit. So now what's left with this one, I had initially mortised the hinges in, and when I had it set, it didn't quite sit quite right. So I had to remove the hinges and kind of start that process over and get it to sit. So now the top sits real nice, and now I got to go back, put the hinges back on, and I don't know, maybe I have to readjust where those hinges sit. I won't know until I put the hinges back on. But again, this one does need another coat of varnish over the entire box, and you can see the difference perhaps in this one and the others. It doesn't shine quite as much. You can still see the brush streaks in it. I do use a foam brush, which should decrease the streaks, but again, unless you're spray finishing, you're going to get brush marks. I don't care what kind of brush you use. So that's kind of the way that is. This little guy here is silicone. It's a little silicone tray. It's meant for gluing. I use it for taking my varnish out of the stop loss bag and putting it in here. And when it's done, you can see how cool it is. Once that varnish dries, you just bend the silicone and the varnish comes off in a nice little sheet. And I just toss it. Works great. Love that stuff. Love the stop loss bag. Love the fact that we can use that silicone tray to put the varnish on. And we'll continue to use that. It's a very effective way of getting that particular piece of this done. So that's what's going on in the workshop. I'm going to be putting that box together, doing the hinges, putting another finish on, and getting sanding with the 2000 grit sandpaper, and kind of going on from there. So this is an organized mess, and it's my happy place, and I love every minute of being out here. It can be really frustrating. I've been working on this project for 3 months. 3 boxes, 3 months. I built some other stuff in between, just because I kind of had lost confidence in my box making ability, which seems kind of odd because these represent box numbers 66, 67, and 68. And I've got some more that I'm working on finishing, but we're getting there. I think I got my mojo back, and we'll be out in the shop today working on this stuff. Y'all have a great day, and if I don't put something out here between now and Christmas, y'all have a happy Christmas, because it's going to be a happy Christmas here at the Winkler Ranch. You guys take care. Have a good day.